The origins of the company go back to 1969. Ron Edwards was chairman of the Institute and also a liveryman, and he approached the national executive and asked if they would approve his seeking the support of influential people in the city, most of whom he knew, for a marketing-based city guild. The executive, of which I was a member, wished him well. Nothing happened then for a couple of years. The breakthrough came in 1971 when Lord Mays wrote to the Institute to say that he was going to be Lord Mayor in November 1972, and since he was using a theme, the world is our market, that the Institute had used, would the Institute consider helping him to organise his Lord Mayor show? Tony Belm was chairman of the Institute, I was vice chairman, and we were only too happy to say we would help him. We thought there was a structure to organise the Lord Mayor show. There was nothing. And so the first thing we had to do was to find someone who could be on the ground, liaise with all the many people involved. And we appointed John Reed as pageant master. And in fact, he did that until he died, and today his son is the pageant master. So, if you like, we were the first people to have a pageant master for the Lord Mayor show. And incidentally, my year as chairman of the Institute coincided with that of Lord Mays as Lord Mayor. Having made contact with Lord Mays, we then decided that we would ask him what the procedure was to form a city guild. Now, in the meantime, the Royal Counties branch of the Institute had set up a committee to assess the feasibility of forming a city guild. So we had several meetings with Lord Mays, and he said not only would he support our proposal, but he would get several other influential people to do so. He also introduced us to the people who would tell us what the procedure was. So the next stage was to form a working party, since there was a lot of work that we had to do. And that was formed in 1973, and it consisted of 7 people, the Magnificent Seven, who were the founders of the company. I hope I can remember their names. Reg Bowden, Tony Belm, Ron Edwards, Bill Jeffers, Roy Randolph, Jack Rook, and me. So we were the 7 founders of the company. And I suppose that if we think of the groundwork and preparing of the petition, that took up a great deal of time. When we came to putting in our petition, we had the support of 2 past Lord Mayors and 2 future Lord Mayors. So it went through, I think, without too many problems. Right, so we now had a city guild. We decided that the first 50 members would be called founder members, but they had nothing whatsoever to do with the founding of the company. And I think the main thing from the outset was that the standard of membership would be extremely high. We decided to go for quality rather than quantity. There would be a long interview process carried out by the master, the senior warden, and at least a past master or a member of the court. So the upshot was that we grew rather slowly. In fact, we had 53 members at the end of 1955, and in my year, which was 1985, there we had 157 members.
So that was 1975, I think.
Sorry, 75, yes. Yes, we were inaugurated as a guild on the 1st of April 1975. So in 10 years, we only grew from 50 members, 53 members, to 157.
And Lord Mays was very instrumental, I believe, in then helping us through the transition.
Lord Mays' contribution was absolutely critical. And sadly, his role has perhaps been forgotten. He's remembered perhaps for his bursary, but not for the fact of the contribution he made, not only when we formed a guild, but when we formed a livery company. And that I think is another crucial fact. We hope one day to be a livery company. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime, because it took the stationers 154 years to go from being a guild to a livery company. And it took many of the older livery companies, certainly over 100 years. But early in 1977, Lord Mays advised us that the Court of Aldermen would look kindly on any city guilds who wanted to become livery companies. And he said if we were so minded to put in a petition, he felt they would look kindly upon it. So the 7 met again to prepare the petition to become a livery company, which we submitted, and we became a livery company on the 14th of December 1977, and we got our letters patent in May 1978. We were number 90 on the list of livery companies. So we were then on our way. And I suppose, as I say, the main thing I think is that we were setting a high standard. We were going for quality, not quantity. And I recently checked on the membership profile of our early days, and it was very impressive. We had the chairman, the senior executive, or the marketing director of many of our top 100 companies.